Yo, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. As you can see from the thumbnail, we have checked out Wonder Man in its entirety, and I am here to give you my review and let you know if it's worth watching or not. And if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and give me a like, or even shoot me a shout out right in the comments. But anyway, let's get right into it. So we checked out Wonder Man, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Marvel, you really got to get better at what you're doing because you have a great show on your hands, which would have made a great movie, but you decided to cut it up and turn it into a series, which I'm not really mad at, but you still could have did better. So let's start with what they didn't talk about. This series has an amazing cast. If you really want to talk about it, why didn't you let us know that y'all had Joe Pantoliano, Josh Gad? Like, we knew that X Men would be, in it. Like she was in the trailers. I think that we kind of figured that she would be his agent. We didn't know anything about Joe Pantoliano though. We knew Ben Kingsley was going to be in it. We knew his character as the Mandarin, but we didn't really know how in depth he would be in the series as well. But this cast is amazing, literally amazing. And this young lady here, who plays his mother, was it Shola Adu? I'm gonna mess this name up. She did an amazing job playing his Haitian mother. So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Marvel, I really think y'all fell asleep at the wheel when it comes to this series. I really feel like you could have given us so much more. You could have really set the tone and made Wonder Man an event. I'm not really a fan either of the idea that you have to drop these series all at once. I kind of get what they're testing it. I kind of see, if they wonder, if we put it all out, would it have been a good movie if the viewership stays the same? But I really don't like it. I really feel like this could have been a week to week. It would have built up a little bit more anticipation because each episode, they're shorter, they're about 30 minutes, but they were amazing, each one. So my only thing that I would say, my only critique to this movie, to this series, sorry, I'm calling it a movie, is that it was really good, but it's over now. And I want more. I want to know more about Wonder Man. I want to know what's going to happen. Like, they better give us a season two. Literally, you better give us a season two. I need to know what happens from the end to forward. I really enjoyed the dynamic of Simon Williams' family life, his kind of actor life, like the contrasts, the realisms. It was amazing. It was a very good depiction, I feel, of what a struggling actor probably would have went through. But the conversations that it's going to start is, in that universe, if you have powers or you're being discriminated against more than just your skin tone, how do you face that adversity? And I think we've talked about this with the X-Men in those series, or even New Mutants and all that, on how acceptance and all of that is a big issue, and it's really never fixed. It's always either you're accepted a little bit, and there's always some type of risk, or you're just not accepted at all. So I think that is the one thing about this series that they really hit the nail on the head with, is navigating the big world and not being fully accepted for who you are. So kudos to you, Marvel. You did an amazing job on that, but you still could have promoted it better. So, talking about Wonder Man and who he is in general, that's going to be something that I think we're all in the same boat of. We don't really know. We just one of those characters. Like, I've had conversations with people all week about it, and I think everybody has come to the same conclusion that Marvel is throwing out another character who everybody's not going to be really familiar with. I know diehards will definitely know or know of him, but nobody's gonna know the full story. You know what I mean? It's just like the Blue Marvel, just like Rubber Band Man, like or yeah, whatever. A lot of characters that we see every day that they put into the Marvel universe, Polka Dot Man in DC and all that, they have a full story, but we don't get a chance to. We don't really know that if you're not like a full comic book store head and all that. Like I collect comics when I was growing up, but I never would have saw Wonder Man and thought, oh yeah, let me check this out. I just wouldn't have. But when I did my research into the backstory, Wonder Man is an amazing character, and I'm not sure if he's going to be considered in the anti-hero world or in hero world, because his storyline does take some ups and downs. He goes through, and from what I hear, he eventually becomes Vision. So I think he deals with the Grim Reaper. He deals with a couple other magical forces, but it all ends up with he dies, comes back, and then he's reincarnated as Vision in the comics, which I guess they can't go that route, and I don't think Marvel intended on going that route. But I also feel like you know since they already have a Vision, we already know he derived from the Ultron and Jarvis experiment. It can't go that way. I don't know what the new series intends to do, but I do know they don't intend to go that way. So now we're just going to be sitting here waiting. We're going to sit here and wait, and we're going to figure out what's going to come next. Again, if I have to compare this series to a different series, I would, and I'm not going to really say only because of the character uh, similarities, but Ironheart. This series is in that same realm where you could have took this series and made it into a movie, and it would have been a top movie. Cut out a little things here and there, made it a little shorter, but you definitely could have made this a nice 2.5 hour, 2 hour movie. Which maybe we'll get that. I think maybe next time instead of because they threw a kind of hint in there on the final episode that they don't really look at doing sequels, but they do want to talk about it. And that was kind of what they were talking about, with the Wonder Man movie. So I'm thinking the next time it might just be those West Coast Avengers that we may end up getting. And if you don't know who the West Coast Avengers is, let's see. Let's go to the web, and we're gonna find this out together. Thank y'all again, man, for joining me for the stream. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you have not been able to check this out, if you have not been able to check out Wonder Man, man, listen, go check this out because you definitely need to. It has been amazing, amazing. Let me see. Let's see if I can find it. Avengers members. All right, so it looks like who we have here. Let me see if I can find some information on Wonder Man in this. Oh, okay, yeah. So, let's see if I can update this for y'all. Okay, here we go. So look what I have found. So looks like the key members, the classic era members, Hawkeye, Wonder Man, Mockingbird, War Machine, Scarlet Witch, Vision, and Iron Man. Also notables, Tiger U.S. Agent John Walker, Firebird, Moon Knight, and The Thing, Ben Grimm. That's kind of crazy. I would have never thought about that. But yeah, looks like they are the originals of the West Coast Avengers featured in rotation roster, but core members include those guys, and that's dope. And that's what I kind of feel like we may end up getting something in that realm, and I would be happy for it. I would be here for it. Like they have intrigued me with this series, but like I said, they also upset me because why didn't you market this better? Why would it take for us to have to watch this series in entirety to get this much out of it, where you gave us trailers but you really didn't give us trailers that we could digest and take this from. Like if you go look at some of my old I actually reviewed the trailers for Wonder Man, and it didn't give what it gave, you know what I mean? So maybe it was on purpose. Maybe this was a tactic that they were doing so that we could look at this and go, all right, we got something dope now, and maybe Marvel's back, and then they wanted to surprise us with it. So maybe that's really what it was. But I still think you could have done better. I still think it didn't take that much for y'all to just cut up another trailer. Give us a little bit more of what Ben Kingsley's role would be. Let us know that he was actually, you know, intertwined with the Department of what is it, Danger Control. Like it's the same people that were investigating Spider-Man. I think it's not the same people that investigated Ant-Man, which I wouldn't have minded that. I think that would have been dope too. Like if we could have got a little Wong in there, like that would have been nice. But either way, I think the characters that they played, they did a great job, and it's just for you to see. So if you need my review of this series, this is for Marvel. This is a 5 out of 5, easily, hands down. Everybody should watch every episode. I was never bored, never cringed, never to the point where I felt like, oh, I gotta cut this off. It's just unbearable to watch. I laughed. I almost cried. Like it was definitely a really good series. The writers did a great job, and it gave an aspect of being an actor from actors, and I enjoy that. I love when I get a chance to see actors playing actors in Hollywood. Amazing. Barry, great series. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out because it's similar to that, where they're giving you the struggles of what it's like to be an actor in Hollywood when you have thousands of people trying to do the same thing and everybody's not good. And then when somebody is good, you know how hard it is to get found. That is the true struggle of the Hollywood, machine. And this series really gave you that. It really gave you that along with life in LA, dealing with, traffic, bills, money, relationships, friends, or lack thereof, the loneliness that everybody says comes with living in LA. It all touches home and it comes together nicely, and they wrap it up with a nice little bow at the end. So, if you have not checked this out, man, please, please, please go check this out. I implore you, put Wonder Man on your watch list, and just, you don't even have to go into it with an open mind. Just enjoy it from the beginning to the end. I feel like everybody will enjoy this series. And if you don't, that's your prerogative. There's always going to be some people that don't like something just because they don't like stuff. Or, it's fashionable to hate on it. So I think it will get praise. I really can't see anything that would bring the negativity. They gave you a really good universe. Granted, this didn't feel like a Marvel series. This really just felt like a good TV. It just felt like good TV. At no point did I need to see any other Marvel characters. At no point did I did not think that they're calling in Iron Man or they're calling in Captain America. At no point. Like, this is the type of series, like I said, like Ironheart, that they need to create more of. Not saying that, Hawkeye wasn't good. Hawkeye was good, but Hawkeye was too campy. A little bit. Daredevil, also really good, but it was kind of slow at times. And they actually have another season coming out, so we'll see. We'll see if they create a different pace, and if they give us more of Daredevil's universe instead of just New York. So yeah, we're off to a good start, but we still have to see what they're willing to, what they're gonna give us. And I know Marvel is leaning more into the Avengers movie, to the Doomsday, everything Doomsday right now, which maybe that's why they weren't focused on Wonder Man like they should have been. But I also think that, this is just adding another hero and giving us an origin that we needed. And if this is how you're going to start with new heroes, we're going to give them an actual origin. Then you're going to show us the actual family dynamic, giving us the backstory to make us care about them. I am here for it because this is the best way to go about it. Now you've given us that for Ironheart. We know her backstory. We know what she has to, had to go through, what she has to go through, and what we should expect, where we should expect to see her. As far as I expect to see that series or that character, most likely popping up in the Doctor Strange universe, which we're looking for that too. Marvel, I don't know where y'all at with that, but we're looking for that too. And then I also do believe that Wonder Man, he will pop up. I'm not certain where. That's the only thing. I don't know where we could actually use him. as far as when it comes to what's to come. But I do believe he could still be a hero. He's a very powerful being. Um, Ridiculous, especially if he gets a chance to control his power. It would be amazing to see how far this could go, even if he's tied into like X-Men or Shield or whatever in whatever capacity that they want to use him for. I would be here for it. But I'm gonna wrap up my review, man. Like I said, 5 out of 5. If I have to give you something, definitely go check out Wonder Man. It is an amazing series, and I'm definitely probably gonna end up watching it again. I've seen it twice so far, all 8 episodes. So I want to be fair. I'm probably gonna end up watching it again just so I can pick through and kind of get some Easter eggs and see where it might lead to. But until next time, guys. Like I said, man, I'm gonna be talking more about this too. Oh, I'm sorry. I will be talking more about this on Sunday at the Geek Set Podcast, 12 to 2:30 or 3. You know how we get down. But check me out there along with the fellas. Hey, until then, man, y'all stay out these cold streets and stay in the movie theaters. Peace.